A to the K.
To the K. To the K.
Sting's retirement plans revealed.
Impact Wrestling are reverting back to TNA.
Oh yeah. We have an update on Survivor Series War Games.
War Games. I've lost my place now. Raquel Rodriguez joining the LWO.
See, William Regal makes it look easy, doesn't he?
He does.
CM Punk is backstage at Impact tapings.
TNA.
Not yet.
Not yet. Undertaker launches a Patreon.
Will Ospreay open to a WWE move?
Well, WWE is screen testing some new tag designs. Probably these ones. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll find out
The
soon.
broken tag design.
Anthony, when's all this coming up?
Right freaking now.
Yes, it is. We will kick off, shall we?
Okay.
With Sting. He's confirmed his final match will be Revolution 2024. So that means he will not be at All In 2024.
Oh,
which is a shame.
That's not fucked, isn't it?
So,
well, he won't be having a match.
Well, he might be there, but we won't be seeing him. But he's planning to retire. And rumour has it, Anthony, so Tony Khan is giving Sting a surprise tonight in his hotel room.
The old Stinger.
Yeah, I was going to do but yeah, so Tony's apparently giving Sting some sort of surprise tonight. There's a lot of rumours and speculation in terms of what that might be, but one of those rumours is that he's given Sting like a blank contract where he can basically decide his last match and stuff, pick his opponent and that kind of thing.
Okay. He kind of had that power anyway. It's a pretty shit surprise.
Yeah. So I don't know what that is. Other people have said it's potentially going to be they're going to launch a Hall of Fame, even though they're only 3 years in, which people have been like, but I suppose...
Yeah, not a good move right now.
Yeah, if you did it and you only had Sting and then you didn't put anyone else in for a good few years, and like the next one was like Jericho or something when he retires, then fair dues.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, I think
but to have like
you'd have to be very careful with it when you leave it as just Sting until it merited, because I get why they'd want to put Sting in some sort of Hall of Fame. You know, like he's retiring, he's not like disappearing, so they could still put him in a Hall of Fame when they have one.
They could.
When is an appropriate time to have a Hall of Fame anyway?
Well, exactly. I don't think it'd be like similar to like the WWE Hall of Fame, where it's like a big spectacle event and all that. It might be similar to like the Ring of Honor. Was it Ring of Honor? Where they were just kind of like, yeah, such and such is in the Hall of Fame this year, and it's like, yay.
Maybe we're gonna get a Sting statue.
Maybe.
At the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I wonder
Stadium.
whether they're gonna just repeat the whole thing that they did in WWE with Sting, where it was like Seth Rollins was meant to be getting a statue or something, wasn't he? And then they lifted it up and it was just Sting stood there. And Triple H did like the worst acting ever. I've been surprised. So maybe it's that. There's a big present, but it's actually someone inside. But the main speculation going around at the minute is that it will be some sort of contract or something where he can offer, he can pick his final opponent or that kind of thing. And apparently it's nailed on to be Darby.
Okay, so I want to throw this out there, especially me. You understand why in a sec. But given the fear factor with Tony over ratings and such, I think he's in that mode at the minute because of the NXT situation.
Yeah,
the surprise is going to be Goldberg.
Really?
I'll put money on it right now.
How's that a surprise for Sting though?
This is your retirement match.
I got you a Goldberg. Aww. No.
I hope you like gold.
Stop headbutting doors. No.
The history factor, and he'll say like he'll put some spiel around it, but Goldberg will be the one coming back for Sting's retirement match, I reckon.
I mean, damn.
So he'll announce he's back, and he'll be like, "This is the man who's gonna have your retirement match with." He's also gonna wrestle till 2024 with AEW. Hey, life is good. Like us, please, like us.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
And
then it literally will go full WCW, won't it? Let's be honest. Jeff Jarrett, Sting.
Oh, I think that Eric Bischoff is going to start paying people stupid amounts of money.
I mean, Eric Bischoff would be there if he was allowed. Let's be honest. Say what you want, Eric, but we know.
Just sat at home like, I hate the show anyway.
I hate it. I didn't even want to be there.
Just fucking anger watching the whole thing. It's fucking brilliant.
He's the definition of that meme with the mask in front of the teeth. But yeah, by all accounts, it's odds on to be Darby, but we've just had breaking news that it's going to be Goldberg. So
yeah, you heard it here first. Sources from inside AEW tell me that it's going to be Goldberg.
Yes, sources.
I feel like a lot of people do that lately. I feel like everything I've read lately, it's like, oh, sources from inside AEW have told Cultaholic, or I've told John, the accountants, and you're like,
Yeah, we spoke to a tenured member of the creative team, and they told us. But ironically, I was on the phone yesterday with AEW, so we could potentially say.
But no, I'm reliably informed from the guy who sweeps the floor of the stadium that Goldberg was in attendance. Totally making this up for the record. Officially, I don't know anything.
Which is about as true as everything else out there. But yeah, we could get Sting versus Darby. It will be at Revolution 2024, and personally, I think it would be a nice way for him to go with everything that's gone on. I don't think they have to do it as like they hate each other kind of thing. Could just be like, I want to wrestle you as my last match. Maybe even let Sting win or something. Put Darby over still, and who knows? But yeah,
I want you to finish me. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Anyway,
I want to go out my back, Darby. I don't want it to be you. I don't know, man.
Maybe not phrased like that.
I feel like, honestly, I know you've skipped to the next title. I'm not done, damn it.
Okay, sorry.
I wasn't done.
I'll go back.
I feel like, I don't know how you feel about this, and I understand it's like, it'd be nice if they, but don't we want him to go out on a feud, on the culmination of a feud?
It would be nice, to be fair. I feel like he's not had a proper, he hasn't had a singles feud, really, has he? He's just been like with Darby the whole time.
He's Darby's dad.
Maybe it could be something. Well, he's doing something Christian. Maybe it's Battle of the Dads. Of the kids that aren't really theirs.
What, Christian comes out and goes, Darby, I heard your surrogate father's retiring.
Do you know what I want to see, though? I want to see Sting versus Jeff Hardy the way it should have been for the match that didn't happen properly.
That would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
But is Jeff still in the bad books?
I don't know.
Has he earned his way back onto Dynamite?
Yeah, but he's always on Rampage, so we'll see.
So, not quite.
Not quite. Can I move to the next slide now?
You have my permission.
Thanks.
So, Carl, speaking of wrestling companies making moves, Impact Wrestling have announced, I don't know, one of the shows, that they're returning to the TNA wrestling name.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
It's cool. That's cool.
So it's going to be as of Hard to Kill, I believe, in
January 2024.
They're also redesigning the titles, Carl, so we're going to have some reimagined titles. And the news has gone over massively with the fans. This has apparently been from investors who have actually been quite keen on the name change back to TNA, which is interesting. But obviously the response to the name change has been really reassuring for them. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think it's actually a really solid move. They've been low key brilliant for a while. And people just like to use it as like like TNA back in whichever time. But it's like they've just quietly carried on and just been building themselves up. Not everything's a win. Yeah. But that's like any wrestling company, isn't it? But they've been fucking awesome.
I heard a little, rumour, word on the grapevine is that they're coming for the number 2 spot. They want to go head to head with AEW, which is interesting. But
it's interesting, especially because there's been talks of who was it recently? I won't ruin one of your other news articles, but there's been talks of the likes of Will Ospreay, still keen on working with them and stuff like that. So they've got some big names still interested in working with Mickey James being one of the biggest.
Oh yeah.
So
I think you're right though. They have been quietly killing it, haven't they? I think a lot of people just gave up on them a while ago, and it's like, well, actually, anyone who watches it sees they're doing some pretty awesome stuff at the minute. So
I think we're getting to a point now where. And I actually don't even know how important the whole TV spot is anymore. Like, people go on about ratings and this, that, and network deals, and obviously the network paying fee is probably quite useful. But like, I could see a really decent TV deal in the future. But they're killing it online anyway, so it doesn't really. How important is that when you got your streaming platforms and you're doing really well anyway?
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't know. People put a lot more stock than is probably needed into the ratings and things like that.
It's like, otherwise they go on and on about ratings and network deals, and then we all just tune into fucking WWE Network or Peacock or whatever fucking streaming service anyway. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little BS really.
Yeah, it is. But I think that this is an awesome move, and just TNA is a lot better to chant than
Impact Wrestling. Impact.
Like, yeah.
What I will say is they were asked about they bringing back the 6-sided ring, but apparently it was a decision on behalf of the wrestlers themselves that they're keeping with the 4-sided ring as it takes less of a toll.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think it was popular from a wrestling standpoint.
I'd like to see the X Division come back though. I just think that was something they had, like Ultimate X matches and stuff.
Imagine
killer.
I don't know if this ain't gonna happen, but imagine a scenario where like AJ Styles, he's like, you know what? Before I finish up, I'm gonna go back to TNA for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, awesome, right? Why not? And like, you've got like the likes of Mercedes Moné as well. Like, people are going, oh, she's definitely going to AEW. She might go to AEW, but not exclusively, and then she can go and team up with Trin and stuff.
It's funny really because people go on about like competition's good, right? But in a weird way, AEW are trying to make WWE their competition, but they're nipping at the heels of WWE, really speaking, right? But they've no competition on their level. No. And I feel like this would be actual competition. This could be an actual credible threat to AEW and make them both more competitive with one another.
Yeah.
I think the fight for the number 2 spot is probably going to be more interesting than AEW trying to come for number 1, which they're literal decades off, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, they've got so far to go to get there.
And I'm not discrediting AEW, but a 3-year-old company isn't going to take down a dynasty. No. It just doesn't happen.
No, WWE's a global juggernaut, isn't it?
We're just throwing buzzwords out there. Dynasty, juggernaut.
Dynasty, juggernaut. They from the X-Men.
Listen, X-Men. Wolverine. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if TNA are going to start getting that bit of notoriety, that would actually probably be good, and I would really love to see the competition between TNA and AEW. To be honest,
don't forget NWA bringing back the territories. It's all going on. Wrestling's fucking mental.
Yeah, we can talk about that if you want.
No. Speaking of wrestling being metal right now, so this next one's interesting. It comes from Uncle Dave, right? And he is of the belief that we are going to get War Games again this year at Survivor Series. However, it's not going to be like a brand supremacy thing. It won't be Raw versus SmackDown, which is interesting because anyone who's been watching the shows of late, they've brought in Nick Aldis as the SmackDown GM. They've moved Pierce over to Raw as the Raw GM, and it's getting a little bit testy between them two. Kind of show is this?
Like the like Nick making some moves there.
Well, exactly. He's kind of like maybe trying to steal some talent and stuff, and having them removed and things. So there's a bit of animosity formed between them two. So I kind of imagine there will be some element of that. I mean, I think I said last week, I'd love to see these two former NWA champs go head to head.
Cool. I said this to you last week when you made that comment, that wouldn't it be great to do the whole War Games thing and they led the teams?
It would be. So just go back and watch last week's episode for this piece, because actually quite a few people did. We had
oh, nice.
We did all right last week. But yeah,
it's not a surprise, like
people actually watch. But I don't know. It's an interesting one because you do have a lot of stuff going on at the minute with the Judgment Day, and like there seems to be battling fucking everybody. They've got rivalries with Cody and Jay, and well, they're kind of trying to onboard Drew, but then obviously Seth's kind of against them as well. There's loads of stuff going on. So
there was a time though you go, well, like actual teams, Judgment Day are a fully fledged team. Would you have to add a member for the full War Games? How many in each party for War Games?
5.
So they maybe have to, I don't know, they've got that other guy, haven't they? What's his name?
JD McDonough.
Yeah, that one. Right, but like Bloodlines kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
And Roman will be like, I can't get out of bed. I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Like, I'm quite comfy. You deal with it solo.
Literally. You deal with it solo.
So it's like, what teams have we actually got? Like, I know there's a lot of shit going on, but other than slap together teams, well, let's put Cody with. It's basically going to be the Judgment Day versus Cody and his ragtag group of heroes.
Well, yeah.
That always works out.
Yeah, it seems like they're going that way, but obviously you've got kind of the Sami Zayn stuff. The Drew thing's interesting because he's kind of sort of aligning with Judgment Day, but not really. And then they're also trying to recruit people like Seth Rollins and all that. So I don't really know what's going to happen. But interesting that they are going to go the War Games route. I thought it might just be like a one-off thing, but how would you feel if this is Survivor Series going forward?
I don't mind. I mean, it may. Well, let's see. I don't want to be too negative. It may get a bit stale. Like, you have to have a War Games match just like, for the sake of it.
If you're going to do that, just call it War Games.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but it's like that start of match, you feel like there needs to be a reason to have it. And I feel like if it's going to be slapping together teams just so we can have War Games, I don't know. But that's what Survivor Series felt like for a while, so I can't really moan about War Games specifically, but
true.
I feel like maybe we just need more work on the actual storytelling to get to that point before going, shit, the pay-per-view's coming, let's do something.
Yeah, so Cotton's Walker Day, we're getting one, but it won't be Raw versus SmackDown, so let's see what happens there.
So nice quick one here for you, Carl, but Raquel Rodriguez was on a morning show in America. That name escapes me because, well, it's
what a weird name for a morning show.
I know. But she was talking about, obviously, life in WWE and such like that, and the LWO and a relationship with team members of the LWO, and she was basically saying that they're like family. You know, a lot of them sort of started not long after her, and she sort of came up with them, and, you know, she treats them like brothers and such. And she feels like she's already a part of the team, even if it's not official. But was hinting that maybe it will be.
Interesting.
So, what do you think of LWO adding another member? Here's your War Games right here, boy.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I feel like Zelina's not getting enough opportunity in the ring, so maybe they're just seeing him as more of like a manager or something. I don't really know, but I think it'd be good to add some more women
She's
to the
done
roster.
a lot of managerial stuff, Selena. I don't know why she's not in the ring more.
No, well, she had an awesome match with
Exactly.
Rhea at Backlash, didn't she?
Yeah.
So,
unless they're priming them up to get for the women's tag belts wherever they've gone.
yeah.
Where are they right now?
They were Chelsea and Piper.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's the one.
Mm.
You know, the super relevant women's tag belts. Definitely get TV time and remember what's happening with them.
They're the ones. But yeah, nice short, sweet one. But I wouldn't be opposed.
Nice little sweet one.
Nice little sweet one. Speaking of nice little sweet ones, shop at Mindy's Bakery and get CM Punk's favourite, made with real tears. So everyone was expecting, not everyone, maybe a lot of people, maybe some, were expecting CM Punk to be in attendance at Bound for Glory that's just been gone because Ace Steel was in attendance. So I believe Ace has started some work with Impact now, soon to be TNA, on the producer side of things. So when CM Punk
Apparently he's really
up,
got his teeth into it.
I like that. That's good. It was actually brilliant. But yeah, so he's there now as a producer. There was even rumours about having him appear on screen, and apparently they were like, nah, we're not going to do that because then people will be expecting Punk.
No, we're not going to do that because, you know.
Yeah, and that. But apparently, even though he wasn't at Bound for Glory, he was in attendance at the Impact tapings a couple of days after that.
Ooh.
And he was backstage and reportedly was there to offer and give advice to anybody who wanted it, basically, even if they didn't.
Just walk around, your match sucked.
Basically, yeah.
He just sat there with a placard, free advice with every muffin.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, so apparently he has been there. He has been backstage. Now people are losing their minds about this. Going, I mean, he's definitely going to be on Impact. He was backstage at Impact literally a couple of months ago when he was on his hiatus from AEW. He was also backstage at WWE.
On his excursion.
So, doesn't mean shit, basically. He could end up going to Impact, of course.
Well, I think it's probably, as far as guesses go, probably the most likely option at this point. I think WWE have gone quite clear that they're not negotiating. Obviously, AEW sacked him. He's a big enough draw that he's not going to run around the indies, I don't think. So, you know, TNA is a logical stopping point, assuming he wants to take, because it's whether he wants to wrestle or not, because they're not going to be able to offer him the money that he feels he deserves, or whichever. Or should I do the clickbait thing and say, sources inside TNA have suggested that CM Punk will be returning to the ring imminently.
Yeah. They looked in his eyes and what did they see? A lot of fucking money.
Because he will be a massive draw for them, to be fair. But at the same time, can they afford him is the biggest issue, isn't it? Because he commands quite a paycheck. Ask Tony. Ask Tony. Also, didn't Bobby Fish threaten him? Is Bobby Fish still with Impact? Can we get the final Bobby Fish versus CM Punk match?
Maybe.
I say final. Did it ever happen before? Probably not.
I don't think it did.
Okay. Fish out of water.
Bobby Fish. What a prick.
Yeah. Say, how do we make Punk likable? It's okay, I got this.
Got the first feud in the bag. So, yeah, he was backstage at Impact. Does it mean anything? Probably not, but he was there.
I just like, he was backstage at McDonald's. Like, who cares? He's everywhere, man. Anyway.
Speaking of people who are fucking everywhere.
I know, right? What?
Except this show. Fucking everywhere. Let's see.
Yeah, so, Undertaker, Mark Calloway, Booger Red. I'm trying to think of the other silly nicknames you had over the years. The Phenom. Has started a Patreon. Now, I thought this, I'm so used to Patreons being in connection to something. It's like, watch my YouTube channel and subscribe to my Patreon. But it seems he's just creating a Patreon with obviously different levels, and the membership levels, it just gives you like whatever he puts on the Patreon. So it's like, I'm going to talk about my career for the last 30 years and you can subscribe to my Patreon, which is actually a fucking good idea. Why bother with all the other shit?
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think he has got like a YouTube channel that he's hosting the videos on, but obviously I guess that's locked down to certain members and stuff. I'm not really sure how it works.
I don't know, because I've not used Patreon, so I don't know if you need somewhere to host the videos, but I imagine if he's putting it behind the paywall of Patreon, then he's not going to just put them out there on YouTube for free. Maybe some promotional stuff.
Yeah.
But the only disappointing thing is he's called his 6 feet under. And the fact that he didn't call it Dead Man Talking really pisses me off.
Yes, that would have been such a better name for it. But I was thinking, is this... Because we had Godfather on the show, because we're cool like that, and Godfather's a ledge. But he mentioned he was on Undertaker's podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, did he record this?
Well, this is the thing.
For this?
It seems he's been looking for a way to put it out there, but he has already done some content, so this would be pretty cool. So, as you know, I'm a massive Undertaker fan.
Enough to be a patron?
I may become a patron.
Oh, interesting.
At least long enough to look at what he's got and then leave. Because
not that kind of patron.
I was thinking of the other one.
Yeah, if Undertaker started OnlyFans, that's a whole different kettle of fish in it. But
okay, like full disclosure though, if Undertaker started OnlyFans, would you subscribe? Just out of sheer curiosity.
Big dong talking.
What could he possibly be putting on there? You know.
Only one way to find out. Make it happen. Let's see. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It'd be interesting to see what kind of stuff he does. I think he said he wants to make it not just about wrestling, more just about his views on things in life. I think if you subscribe to the highest tier, you get to ask him a question. He gives you a shout out and stuff.
Listen,
even that Mark, itself.
Can I just say, walk cautiously though, because Glenn Jacobs started telling people about his views on life and ended up with a bit of controversy around it. Maybe stick with the Undertaker stuff.
We want to still love you, Mark. Please don't ruin that. Speaking of people we love, though,
Elevated
Big Willie, Real Ospreay.
Oh.
He is open to a WWE run. Anthony, he was interviewed, and the topic came up around the fact that his deal with New Japan's nearly up. He's is he 30 now, which is still ridiculously young considering how good he is and how long he's been in the business. But he's at that stage where he wants this big money contract. So,
like I was saying, ridiculously young, is that because we're not?
Yeah, basically.
That is insanely young.
But he's also hired Barry Bloom as his, what do you want to call it? The guy who looks after his contract? Agent? Yeah, we'll go with agent. So,
secret agent.
He was the guy involved in getting these amazing deals for guys in WCW back in the day and stuff like that. So, by all accounts, the thought is that Ospreay's now at a point where he wants to make the money now. He's done everything. He's made his name. He now wants to get, a big fucking check to go along with that.
I made my name. Now I'm going to make some fucking money.
Exactly.
So Barry Bloom's job is just to look at the offers and then just go, well, I'll just add a zero here.
Basically.
And then pass it back.
And then they go, all right. But he also candidly spoke about, for the first time, he's open to moving to the States. He's never wanted to do that before. Japan was okay. He always wanted to stay home and stuff. He's obviously got a new missus now, and he's got a stepson.
Has he?
And so he's very family orientated now. So I think he said he's been speaking it over with her and stuff, and what's going to be right for them and things. And he's at a point where it's a possibility.
She was like, and how much have WWE offered? And he was like, it's this much. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, that's why his agent got involved.
I fully support
that extra zeros on this. She's like, I'll fucking go tomorrow.
I fully support your decision to make millions.
Yeah. So, I mean, people have been saying, is he going to AEW and things like that? But the question came up about WWE. And he said, you know what? There's the likes of Seth Rollins, who has basically said he's the best. His 100% is the best out there. And Will Ospreay was like, well, my 50% is the best.
Your 100, bitch.
So he's like, once you see me at 100.
This is what I like about Will. Because he's not looking at the industry like, what company do I want to work for?
No.
He's done some AEW stuff. He's done whatever the fuck he wanted, basically. And now he's basically got a bit in his teeth and wants to wrestle Seth. And us as the fans get the best of it because he'll just go to the places that he wants to wrestle those people. So we get to see a mix of all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see him versus Seth. Let's fucking do this.
Exactly. I want to see him. I want to see him everywhere. In my house.
In your house.
I feel like I give out proper Max Caster vibes on the show. If it's Drew McIntyre or Will Ospreay, then yeah, I am the Max Caster.
So Drew versus Will.
Oh, baby, take my money. But no, I'm made up for him. He deserves it so much, and I just hope he gets that.
Picture is actually when he saw the offer from WWE.
So yeah, I can't wait to see where he ends up, and I hope he gets a big fat contract because I think he's earned it.
Hell yeah. Speaking of earned it, WWE are trialling new tag belts, and this is according to an insider in WWE who spoke to Cultaholic, who spoke to the internet that they've got 2 different designs for new tag titles, Carl, which are being currently trialled in house shows, and obviously they've not quite made their mind up and nothing's official yet, but it looks like we might be getting some new tag belts. They have suggested that one style it sounded a lot more like Roman's World Championship in a sense, where it was like black belt with the gold inlay, but it didn't actually give any detail as to the actual design. Are we sticking with this stupid looking fucking thing here, or are we going to go for some actual good looking belts? We don't know that bit yet.
Yeah.
And the other one was suggesting that it was going to be like a red and black strap in some way.
Well, yeah. I think
that was the way I interpreted it.
So I think the other one was a mix of gold and silver for the metal, but then I think it might have been red and blue, maybe.
Oh, sorry, black. I said red and blue, yeah.
But like one side red, one side blue, or something, which would be trippy as fuck. So I don't really know.
So that one sounds super intriguing. But they're basically doing a bit of fan testing, and we may be getting some new tag belts, which is long overdue. I'm sick of all this. Let's carry 1 million belts bullshit.
Yeah. Well, it also makes you wonder, like, are they gonna split the titles again and have SmackDown champs and Raw champs?
I don't know. I think they indicate that one's going to be like, or one style was red and blue belt. I would suggest that they're still unified.
Yeah, which is fair, because I think there's been rumours for a while
they need to be unified.
But
we don't need to split them. We've not got enough tag teams.
But at the same time, they don't really get defended on both shows either. So it's all.
Well, they need to also be clear on that, don't they? Like what happens now? We're making a clear brand split with different rivalries, different leaders. Your tag champions can go onto both shows clearly. So how does that work?
Yeah, who knows? Who the F knows?
Who knows?
But if they're at a point where they're doing camera tests and stuff with them, then you got to think they're nearly ready for TV. So hopefully they've made their mind up, and we'll see where that goes.
Indeed.
So yeah, another fun-filled edition of the Ringside Report. All the news. Let us know what is your views on said news. Do the thing. Do the like. Do the comment. The subscribing. All that good stuff. And we will catch you on the next one.